Yo, what is good, YouTube? Maydubs here, back with another video, guys, and we have some more breaking news, notes, highlights, observations from another day here in Houston for Texans and Dolphins training camp as they prepare to play each other in just a few days from now. And training camp is just about over. We've been through all the dog days, we've been through camp, and now we are ramping up for the start of this season. Now in this video, I'm going to break down everything that happened at what I believe is day 2 of Texans Dolphins camp, maybe day 3. Let me know in the comment section down below. But real quickly, guys, smash the like button before we get in the video, just so we can get this video to more Dolphins and Texans fans. But also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will be covering the rest of the offseason, signings, trades, preseason, regular season, training camp, everything you can think of. I've got you guys covered from here on out. So join the family. This is the place to be. And I will be live streaming some Texans games, some Dolphins games throughout the season. So if you want to watch those with me, join the family. But without any further ado, let's get into the video. Now, if you see me look over here, just where my notes are, so don't think I'm just being weird and looking to the right for some reason. But with that being said, another very successful day for kind of both these teams. We saw a lot of good plays by the offense. We also saw heard some breaking news out of D'Amico Ryans in Houston, saying that they're prepared to start all of their starters for week 2 and kind of treat this like the dress rehearsal. He said basically that, you know, all of their guys, including Laramie Tunsil, Dameon Pierce, Jimmy Ward, Robert Woods, Jerry Hughes, all of these guys are going to play. All of these guys are going to see at least some action. He said, with our game this week, we'll play all of our players. All of our players will see some time in the game, and that's how it will go. CJ Stroud will go first again, as he did last week, and we'll adjust the game as it goes along. So basically what we heard from that is basically they're going all out. They want to see what this team is, how good they've gotten over the last few weeks, and how good they can be, you know, versus a very well-rounded Miami Dolphins team who actually is coming off a couple of really good days in practice. Now, throughout practices, the Dolphins have looked really good in terms of, you know, Jalen Phillips has been a guy who just been in and out of the backfield. I mean, every single play, he is doing something productive in terms of getting to the quarterback, stopping the run in the backfield, batting a ball down at the line of scrimmage. Jalen Phillips looks like he is about to absolutely, you know, go on a tear next season for the Dolphins. And again, during practice, he was in Stroud's face almost every single play. It was actually kind of crazy to witness. So he's been really good. We also saw a sack from newly acquired defensive lineman Deshaun Hand. He got a sack on CJ Stroud. And then that play was followed by Emmanuel Ogbah drawing a holding penalty on right tackle George Fant, who's you know, been kind of struggling as of lately in camp. But he's a guy who's just filling in as a starter since Titus Howard is sidelined with an injury. So Texans fans, nothing to worry about just yet, unless that Howard injury is, you know, more or scarier than we think. I don't think it is, but that should be okay there. And we're also seeing a lot more, I feel like, competition here in Miami. Now, what I mean by that is that at the cornerback position, you're seeing Noah Igbinoghene really step up and work hard, but he is struggling for the most part. I don't even know if he's actually going to make the roster. You know, Auburn cornerbacks usually pan out in the NFL in terms of Jamel Dean, Carlton Davis. You got Roger McCreary, who looked good for the Tennessee Titans at times, and now you got Noah Igbinoghene, who is actually the one that's struggling the most, and he's a guy who I thought would be one of the best Auburn cornerbacks to come out of college, but he has been struggling. He got beat by Nico Collins during one-on-ones. But Collins, you know, Collins is a very good receiver. He also beat Eli Apple for a 65-yard touchdown. You know, Nico Collins is good, so I wouldn't really, you know, put Noah Igbinoghene on the back burner at this point. And then we have another really camp battle going on at safety for the Miami Dolphins. Deshaun Elliott, you know, the newly acquired safety over here, hasn't been the most impressive guy in the world. I mean, he's been solid, but nothing to write home about. So he's been a guy who they're really trying to get into the swing of things. He's really trying to earn that starting job here. But who really knows? I mean, you got Brandon Jones, who is working his way back from a knee injury. Don't know when he's going to be back. And then you got Trill Williams, who's also working back from an injury, but he's not really getting any base defense work. He's really getting the special teams type of work right now. And then you have Elijah Campbell, who's absolutely been, you know, amazing. He's actually been probably the flashing light of the secondary right now. I mean, not flashing light, but like of this specific safety position, he's been the guy who's been standing out over Trill Williams and Deshaun Elliott and Brandon Jones and Vernon McKinley. It's been Elijah Campbell, the guy who has been making a name for himself the most. We've also seen Cam Smith get some action on 11 on 11s. He was a second-round pick this season, and he's been pretty good so far throughout training camp. Now, after Eli Apple got burnt for that touchdown, the Dolphins put Cam Smith in his place. He was given a red jersey, which, he can't be touched. I think he's dealing with some sort of injury right now. But, the Texans ran the ball in his direction on one of the first two 11-on-11 snaps. And, Smith locked up the receiver and was driven back a few yards before being taken off the field. So he kind of got, re-injured too. So that was something to talk about. But overall, I feel like the Dolphins had a very good day of practice. Like I said, Jalen Phillips produced another multiple sack day. He's been dominating. Andrew Van Ginkel is a guy who they re-signed, a versatile linebacker who could not only play in coverage, but as a run stopper, as a guy who can get to the quarterback. He's been a guy who's been able to do a lot. But he did struggle on Thursday. He did let up a touchdown, but on Wednesday he was almost perfect, so I guess he could afford that. Starting inside linebacker David Long produced a tackle for a loss on Devin Singletary during red zone drill. But overall, a very solid day for the Dolphins. I feel like they're only ramping up. They're only starting to get really good here. And, they're a team who I believe has a ton of potential for next season. We also saw a lot from Tank Dell. Tank Dell not only is a insanely reliable pass catcher, but he's also been pretty productive in the run game as well. And what I mean by that is just holding a block, man. He's been a guy that's been productive in the red zone, productive on the outside, productive finding the open spaces, but also productive in opening up a hole for the running back to get through. So I just feel like as a rookie, he's not playing like a rookie. This man's playing like he's been in the NFL a while, and I suddenly don't even I'm not sitting here thinking, why did CJ Stroud really want Tank Dell? No, this is the reason they want Tank Dell. This dude is a beast, man. This dude is a beast. So there's that. Overall, good day for both these teams. I feel like the Texans have a lot to prove, a lot of work to do going forward. They have a lot of offensive line issues in terms of injury right now, but at the overall position, I feel like they're pretty much set as long as they get some development there. At the wide receiver position, I feel like they have 6 guys right now that are really productive, that are really efficient. I feel like those guys are good. You have Dalton Schultz, you got CJ Stroud, Damon Pierce, those guys. Devin Singletary, Mike Boone has been good. I feel like the offense has a lot of potential, as well as the defense. Whenever you have D'Amico Ryans as your head coach, I feel like the defense is always going to benefit. So, guys, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family. Let me know how you guys feel about yesterday's practice, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. And if you love playing fantasy sports like football, basketball, baseball, and so many other sports, but also love being able to win money, you're going to want to stick around for this whole segment. Introducing Underdog Fantasy, the ultimate platform for fantasy sports lovers. Do you want to experience the thrill of drafting your team and competing for huge prizes? Well, look no further. With Underdog Fantasy, you get access to a wide range of fantasy sports, including football, basketball, baseball, and so much more. But here's what makes Underdog Fantasy stand out from all of those other apps. They've got quick and user-friendly drafting process, a unique and exciting game formats, fair and competitive contests for all skill levels, and attractive bonuses and promotions. Not only can you draft teams and compete with others, but you can also play a game of higher and lower, which is personally my favorite thing to do on there, but you can potentially win 20 times the money you put down. And if you use code MattyDubs when you sign up, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. And what that means is basically when you deposit, let's say $100, they'll give you a free $100 to use and play with. Click the link in the description to get started, or head to the website right now to start dominating the fantasy world. And don't miss out on all the fun. Be a part of the Underdog community starting now. And don't forget, if you use code MattyDubs, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Let's get started. Get into drafts with me starting today.